Plaintiff Shanna Bremenauer is suing her ex-boyfriend, Craig Ashton, for furniture that Craig refuses to return. Shanna says she knew she had to end her relationship with the defendant when he assaulted her while she was driving. But Craig denies the assault. In fact, he says Shanna attacked him, and he has the scars to prove it.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Jeanine Pirro presiding. You may be seated.
Shanna Bremenauer is suing her ex-boyfriend, Craig Ashton, for unreturned furniture?
Yes.
All right, Shanna, tell me how you met.
Well, we met in July of 2004. We started dating for about a year. Everything was good. Then we just kind of got tired of the relationship, but we still stayed together. I just put up with a lot of stuff from him. He basically used me. One time he even got physical with me. Craig took advantage of my kindness a lot.
Back up. Tell me about the physical. You said he got physical with you?
Yeah, well, one time I had to pick him up at a bar because he was getting thrown out because I think he was fighting or something. I don't know. I picked him up and we were screaming in the car, and I was driving at this time 30 or 40 miles an hour down the road, and he smacked me, and I was startled.
While you were driving, he hit you?
Yes. Just, I mean, not like close-handed or anything, but just like smacked me, and I was startled, and I smacked him back a little bit. And
while you were driving, you're hitting him back?
Yes, I was scared. I was, I didn't know what to do.
What is the conversation that's going on when the smacking is occurring?
It's just yelling, and
About
I don't know.
what?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago. This was a long time ago.
So tell me how this drive ends.
Well, he reached over and threw my car in park, and thank God there was nobody else on the road. And I feared that's when I knew it wasn't going to work out.
How fast were you going when he threw the car in park?
30 or 40 miles an hour.
Did you do that?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Why?
I was upset.
You were drunk is what it was.
Yeah, I was drunk and upset. You're right, I was.
What were you upset about?
Because she was accusing me of cheating, which I never did. I was at a bar with some friends.
Male or female?
Male friends.
Okay. You realize you could have both been killed?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That was really silly on my part to do that. Yes, it was.
Okay.
So
why are you suing him?
Continue. Well,
by the way, did you call the police that night?
That night, I don't believe so, no.
Have you ever called the police on him?
I think I tried one time.
How do you try? You either do or you don't.
Well, exactly.
Exactly. Okay.
Well, he threw my phone and it busted, and because I think I threatened him.
So what are you suing for today?
I'm suing for half of this furniture that we bought when we were living together.
Okay. What kind of furniture did you buy?
It was a couch and a chair and an ottoman. Couch,
chair, ottoman. What did you pay for it?
Around $1,300.
Who paid for it?
Myself and him.
And is there any disagreement that you both paid for it?
No disagreement there.
I think I paid a little more for it, but it was in my name.
What is your name?
I'm sorry, I'm Lori Rivers. I'm the plaintiff's mother.
Oh, how are you? Come on up. I saw you were just telling her something. What do you want to tell me?
I just wanted to remind her that because Craig, when they first met, he had a pretty steady job, but then quit that and didn't have a steady job since then. He worked in the car wash, and every time I talked to Shane, he was working at a different restaurant, and I learned later it was because he didn't have a high school diploma and they wouldn't drug test at those kind of jobs. So, because he had an involvement with some drugs.
He just loved to party all the time and didn't really, sorry.
Well, my beef was everything was put in Shana's name because she did have good credit. The apartment they moved into was in her name. Mm-hmm. They bought furniture.
You pretty much can attest to the fact that, they lived together, that they bought furniture together. Mm-hmm. Most of the stuff was purchased in her name. Mm-hmm. Were you there when he spoke to her about paying her?
No, I don't think I was.
Okay, that's hearsay. Thank you, Mom. Sit down. All right, Craig, what's with this? You were working at a car wash and then you a restaurant and...
Yeah, I was between jobs. I wasn't too comfortable with the job I was working, so I switched up. And yeah, I do have my high school diploma.
You did get it.
I do have it, yes. I got it when I was living with my parents.
All right, then let's get to the furniture. So Shauna now is saying that there is furniture that you bought together, you paid $1,300 for, and she's saying that how much you want for that $1,300 furniture?
$635.
$635. So you want $635.
Yeah.
What was the agreement between the two of you when you bought the furniture? I'm sure you didn't have any idea you were going to break up.
He said that he was going to take the couch and I was going to take the chair and the ottoman if we broke up.
You mean when you buy it, you say, by the way, in case we break up, you take this and I take that? That's not like a positive spin on life.
Well, our relationship was like that. It was love, hate, up and down. It was just
good to get out of it. All right.
Yes.
Did you really have a conversation on how you were going to divvy it up on the day you bought it?
Not the day we bought it, no, but
the next
later
day?
on, yeah, we seen it wasn't going to work
Okay,
out.
so you paid $1,300. She wants $635. Why shouldn't you give her $635?
Well, she told me to get rid of it, and I told her, I would get rid of it or give her back the furniture, either way.
But didn't you two have an agreement that she would get the couch and you get the chair and ottoman?
Yeah, but then she said she didn't want the chair and ottoman. That she
When did you have this
sell it.
conversation when she said she didn't want the chair and ottoman?
We had this conversation after she had came to pick it up.
Shauna?
after I came to pick it up.
She had came to pick it up once, and
I tried to.
Yeah, she tried to pick it up, and she said, she'd rather have the cash for it. So I went ahead and sold it for $750.
Did he tell you he was going to sell it?
No, after we initially finalized this breakup, and this is in May of 2008, I asked him when I could come get the furniture. He said, I don't want to break the furniture up because it was a nice set. And he said that he would pay me for it. Then I have to call, every month to see if he's going to pay me for it. And he says, oh, well, something came up, and
okay,
so,
something came up. So you're getting the drift that he's not going to be able to pay you.
And then he tells
what
me
did
he's
you
going
tell
to
him?
Colorado, and that he already sent the furniture to Colorado.
Did you tell her that?
That's
Yes,
when I got
ma'am, I
mad.
did.
That's when I got mad, and I was like, this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to take you to court. So.
Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, she told me to get rid of it or give her back the furniture, so I got rid of it and offered her $375, and she wanted $600 something. The furniture wasn't even worth that. I mean, it was worth $1,000 in the store. I mean, it was 3 years old.
You paid $1,300 for it.
We had it 3 years.
Okay, so you're
The cat clawed it up.
depreciating. You're depreciating
it
wear and tear
depreciated.
on the furniture, so you figure like it's now worth
what I paid
$1,000,
for it.
and half of that is $500.
Yeah, correct.
So where'd you get the $375?
Because I sold it for $750. That's half of we paid. We paid for it, so we split it when I sold it.
So the issue here is whether or not she told you to sell it,
Yeah, she told me to sell it.
and you're saying you didn't.
I don't recall that I said that, no.
I don't recall.
Okay, and who are you?
I am Shantae. I'm his roommate.
Okay, Shantae. Does roommate mean girlfriend?
Oh, no, we reside together. He's my roommate right now. We're not sleeping together or anything like that. We're just completely, totally friends.
Okay. What do you know?
Well, pretty much what he said. He was trying to get rid of his furniture. He was asking me, hey, do you know anybody who could buy furniture? And I said, I don't know anyone who could buy it. And he was like, I got a phone call, and this gentleman named Rob said he'd, pay him for the furniture. And they came to an agreement of $750. And then we were packing out his house, and the dude came over, gave him $750, and took the furniture right then and there.
Thank you very much. All right, Shauna, what do you want to say?
Well, I mean, basically, after we broke up, he lied to me, told me he sent it to Colorado at first, and then he said that just recently he told me that, like last month, he let me know that he sold it to one of his friends for $750, and by then I was just like, this was already going on.
Let me. What I don't get.
I mean, he was just lying.
What I don't get is that you both agree that he said he sent it to Colorado. Why did you tell her you sent the furniture to Colorado?
Just to make her mad, Your Honor.
So you lied to her. Well, at least he admitted it. He also admitted about putting the car in park.
I put it in park. I don't admit to hitting her now.
No? You didn't have a fight?
Yeah, we had a fight. She dug her nails into me and put the car in neutral, and I got dropped off on the side of an interstate.
So then how did you she put the car in neutral? You put the car in park when she was driving it.
There's nails in my arm. There's the
To
first
prove it?
instant.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have the marks. I'm not Just no.
You're not going to sue her for it?
No, it's okay.
Because nobody's going to give you money for it. You're the one who was drunk. You're the one who got in the car.
True.
Okay? You're the one who admits to putting it in park on national television. You're in big trouble. Don't even bring it up. Now, the issue for the court right now is whether or not he appropriated your furniture with or without your permission, which is basically conversion. The issue is whether or not you told him to sell it. I have no question in my mind that he sold it for $750. I know that I will take judicial notice of the fact that used furniture is not something that sells very easily. And I have no doubt you paid $1,300 for it. I have no doubt you think you're entitled to half of $1,300, but you're not, because the property on its own has depreciated. What do you want to tell me, Sean?
I mean, he took advantage of my kindness throughout everything. I mean, I even co-signed on a car for him, a brand new car.
But you're not suing him for that. Okay? There's no question in my mind, Shanna, that you're a nice person. And I also think, and I think, Mom, you're going to have to, because moms do this, is make it very clear to her that she has to draw the line with a guy. She has to be clear. She has to make sure, by the way, if you ever give anything to anyone, you've got to get it in writing and don't take anything for granted. Love is, something that kind of is, it's kind of in the air, or some days it's there and some days it's not. All right, you're smart, you're beautiful, and you're kind. That's not a good combination. You got to be tougher. You got to be clearer. Now, you're okay. Okay, I don't like what you did to her, but I think you're okay. I don't like what you did with the Colorado thing either. You're aggravating her for no reason, because I believe she was probably very kind to you, very giving to you. I just get that vibration. There's no question in my mind about it.
She was.
She was? Why don't you just say thank you?
Thank you.
And apologize for putting the car in park while we're in it.
Yeah, I apologize again for putting it in park.
All right, now here's the deal. You think you should give her how much? Because you sold the furniture for $750, so you think you owe her $375?
$375.
Here's the deal. I don't think there's any question that the furniture is not worth much more than $375. I believe you when you say that you sold it for $750 and half of that is $375. I'm going to give the plaintiff $400. There is nothing to indicate that you are entitled to more. Next time, get something in writing, okay?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
don't be so kind. Okay, verdict for the plaintiff.